With more than 1 billion people expected to enter the crypto market by 2030, one of the most important things that many protocols overlook is interoperability and making sure that you can work cross-chain. We've talked about this in multiple videos in the past and how important it is for you to be able to bridge over to different chains, interact with multiple different blockchains and L1 cryptos, as we need to know what is going to succeed long-term and how you can interact with all of these dollars into a project over on KuCoin. It's called Router Protocol. Its symbol is ROUTE, and it's a blockchain project that is a layer 1 blockchain that was built using Cosmos, and it has some pretty interesting features and framework for cross-chain interoperability. So that is something that I think is definitely worth checking out, and I want to do a bit of a deep dive into this protocol, as I did personally just invest a few $1,000s into it over on KuCoin. This coin is available on a number of major exchanges. You can see it's available on KuCoin, it's available on Huobi, Gate.io, MEXC, CoinEx, and many others, but I did purchase it over on KuCoin, as that's where a majority of the volume takes place, and it is a crypto exchange that I actually use all the time. So with Router, there's a few things that stand out. A few while back, they actually received a $4.1 million investment from a number of major tech companies, including Coinbase Ventures. Coinbase was actually part of this round of funding, in addition to Bison Ventures, DeFi Capital, Polygon, QCP Capital, Shima Capital, and a few others. They had also raised around $485,000 in a funding round, seed funding round a few years back. But it's exciting to see, in my opinion, that Coinbase Ventures, many of the biggest names such as Polygon, have personally backed Router Protocol with a few $1 million. And according to the CEO of Router Protocol, he says that, look, rapid growth of various blockchains means the need of the hour is the ability for these to talk to each other through bridges and other forms of connectivity. And their unique selling point is that they can do EVM and non-EVM chains, as well as layer 1 and layer 2. So think of Router Protocol as the ultimate way to work cross-chain. Router ultimately unblocks and unites large blockchains that typically are difficult to work with and work cross-chain. For example, like Polygon, Ethereum, and non-EVM ecosystems like Cosmos and substrate-based chains, by allowing delegation of cross-chain transactions that are not required to be performed on-chain, like voting, fee calculations, etc. So ultimately, the easiest and most simple way to think of it is that apps can be built on the Router blockchain, and cross-chain dApps that are built on Router's chain can, by default, interact with any blockchain ecosystem without the need for a bridge, thereby tapping into the benefits of the ecosystem, like ecosystem growth, liquidity, community adoption, or other technical features of that blockchain. So that is something that is absolutely key long-term. It's something that we have never seen before, where if projects are built on Router chain, they can by default interact with a number of other layer 1 cryptos, not needing to worry about bridges, not needing to worry about other third-party applications. They can easily just work and interact with all these different bridges, all these different blockchains, layer 1 cryptos, and that is something that is really unheard of in the crypto space. We could dive deeper into all the technicals and how it actually works, but I think more importantly is I'll link that down below, and you guys can just read into it if you want. But why I invested in this project is because of interoperability long-term, and how projects built on Router chain can by default interact with other blockchains. Unheard of, something that I think is going to be crucial long term. Moving forward, there's a few things that stand out with Router right now. We have seen a number of dApps continuing to be built on it. We've seen more and more projects that are launching on it. But with Router chain, there's a few things that Router and its protocol is enabling. It enables fund transfers, transfer assets from one chain to another, which we see with other platforms, but it's even easier with Router. I'll show you that in a minute. You can see asset swaps. You can swap asset A on a particular chain chain to asset B on a different chain. So you can easily swap different assets cross chain. Doesn't matter if they're the same asset, different, you can easily swap these. And also cross chain applications. So like we spoke about, dApps that enable cross chain lending, governance, and all the other features that each blockchain offers. In addition to that, Router Protocol offers a few key things as well, such as unified gas fees, cross-chain settlement engine, optimal price for token swaps, and they also have a few other things as well, but those are the most important in my opinion. And last thing is, if you're a developer, they make it very easy, very simple to go about building dApps, building applications, and working within the network, which you'll see more information on that in the links down below if you want to check out, do a bit of a deep dive. Last few things with Router Protocol is when you go ahead and look at Explorer V2, and it brings you to this website where you can easily track any transactions that have taken place on the blockchain. You can see there's been about $23 million staked on it, and you can see that all these latest blocks that have been created, latest transactions, you can see it's an active and rapidly growing ecosystem there. So you can see all these different aspects, transactions, blocks, inbounds, outbounds, everything about the blockchain. But the real reason why I invested in this project is that we've seen major investments from some of the biggest companies in the crypto and tech world. We've seen that this ecosystem is rapidly growing with tens of thousands of transactions taking place on it. And the number one reason why I invested in this project is because it makes it very simple for dApps to interact cross chains. That is the most important thing in my opinion long term, and that is why I think this project is going to succeed. So let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you own the token, but it is available on KuCoin. That is where I bought it, and it is available on other exchanges as well.